Have you ever wanted to learn about the history of an ancient city? Or how to beat the hardest level in your favorite video game? Or maybe you wanted to learn the science behind how different creatures change the color of their skin. To do so, you might have read informative text about it. Maybe in an online article or in a book. Or by watching an informative video. Well, instead of reading someone else's creation, you could become the writer yourself. In this video, you'll learn all about informative writing. And once you're done watching, you can test your knowledge with the Informative Writing Activity Bundle, aligned with National Social Studies frameworks. Or you can check out the week-long genre units and the other single-day video lessons. So, what is informative writing? Well, informative writing is factual writing that teaches the reader about a topic. You're giving them facts, explaining how things work, or helping them understand a topic. Think about it. You see informative writing everywhere. Video game tutorials teach you how to beat that impossible boss. Signs at the aquarium teach you all about the amazing creatures you might see there. Textbooks teach you about the history of ancient civilizations. And Lego instructions teach you how to build things step by step. All of these use real facts and information to teach you something that is true. Informative writing is not made-up stories, your imagination, and anything that is fiction or fantasy. And it is not your opinion or your feelings about a topic. Informative writing is facts, things that are true and can be proven. Evidence, information you can back up with proof. And it uses sources, where you got your information, like books, websites, experts, or observations. Think about it like this. If you write a tale about winged dragons that breathe fire and live in castles, that's a fictional story. But if you write a paper about the Komodo dragons that live in Indonesia and how they can grow up to 10 feet long, that's informative writing. Why? Well, because it's true. Because these dragons are real lizards, and you can prove it with real sources like National Geographic or scientific research papers. Good informative writers are like detectives. They research their topic. They read books and articles. They use reliable websites. They talk to experts. They make observations. They take notes from their sources. And then they share what they learned using only the facts. And here is where it gets even more fun. There are so many different types of informative writing, and all of them use real facts and evidence. Let's take a quick look at the different examples. All about papers and articles. Want to become an expert on something real? Write an all about essay or article. You could write all about great white sharks and their actual hunting techniques based on marine biology research, or how the largest statues in the world were created, using historical evidence. Or you can write all about Native American tribal nations and their culture and traditions using reliable sources. You're basically becoming a teacher, sharing true facts with your readers. How-to guides. How-to writing teaches someone how to do something real, step by step. Like how to make an actual SpongeBob character out of paper using origami techniques, explaining a real process to the reader. Or how to properly care for a pet hamster, based on expert advice from veterinarians. How-to writing contains real steps that can be proven.
Nice.
Compare and contrast. Have you ever wondered what makes two things similar or different? You could compare sharks versus dolphins, and explain what they have in common and what differentiates them, using scientific facts. Or maybe you could write about 2 national parks, what they have in common, and how they are different, using true facts about their ecosystems. Or life in the 1800s versus what life is like today. What actually changed and what has stayed the same, using historical evidence. In compare and contrast writing, you use real facts about both things to explain these similarities and differences. Research reports. This is where you become a true researcher. You could research who really was the first person to climb Mount Everest by checking historical records. Or what did Henry Hudson actually discover, using primary and secondary sources? Or how hurricanes really form, backed by science from meteorologists. You gather information from multiple reliable sources and share the proven facts. You become the expert on what's true. Cause and effect. Sometimes you need to explain why something really happened, and then what happened because of that. Like finding the cause for why dinosaurs went extinct. You can explore scientific research to determine what is true and what is not. Or why did the early colonists actually rebel against Britain, using real documents from over 240 years ago? You're showing the real connection between events using evidence. News articles and journalism. Want to report actual events like a real journalist? Maybe you could play the role of someone reporting on gold discovered in California, a true event from the 1800s. Or maybe you could write a sports report on an event that happened in your city, using real stats and eyewitness accounts. Good journalists check their sources to make sure everything is true before they publish something. Nice job following along. As you can see, you're going to use informative writing all the time in real life. So, are you ready to level up your writing skills using real facts and evidence? Check out the link in the description for informative writing activities and week-long units. They'll take you through the research and writing process step by step. And if you want to help other teachers find this content, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps these videos find the right audience.